Yo, what is up YouTube? It's the Common Collector, and today I'm coming at you with my brand new updated hero deck profile, running with the new Vision Hero monsters, Elemental Heroes obviously, and a few Destiny Heroes in the mix, and then the extra deck going in with Masked Heroes, Elemental Heroes, and obviously some Link and XZ plays. So let's just get right on into it. If you guys are like me and you really love heroes, I've always really digged this deck. Got my fancy Trojan Warrior sleeves on because, you know, every monster in the deck is a warrior. I've just always really loved this deck, and now with these new Vision Heroes to support, this deck has really never been better. So I run 3 of the Vision Hero Ferris. His effect is that you can discard one of your hero monsters in order to special summon him to your field, and then you can then take another Vision Hero and place it in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. The only problem with him is that for the rest of the turn after activating his effects, you can only special summon Vision Heroes for the rest of the turn, or hero monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. That's not too much of a problem, seeing as how we mostly run heroes in the extra deck. Going on into our next card that he combos very well with, Vision Hero Increase. So I only run 2 of the Increase, but his effect basically is that while he's in your graveyard, if you take effect or battle damage, then you can put him into your spell and trap zone, and then during your turn you can tribute a monster in order to special summon him from the spell and trap zone, and then you can take a level 4 lower Vision Hero monster from your main deck and special summon it to the field. So the basic strategy is kind of to go into Ferris, get him onto the field, send him to your spell and trap zone, tribute the Ferris or whatever else is on the field to get him out, special summon out your Vision Hero Vion with his effect, and then you can just go into whatever Link and Fusion plays that you really need to from there. So these guys just really help to add extra monsters onto your field and just really extend your combos. Going on into 3 of the Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. Now, if you're looking for a solid card, Solid Soldier is the way to go. So when he's normal summoned during your turn, you're also allowed to special summon another monster to the field. So he combos off very well with getting out your Vion or your Shadow Mist onto the field. And then also when he's sent to the graveyard by a spell effect, so usually by polymerization, then you get to special summon into defense one of your elemental hero monsters that's in the graveyard. Or it is just a hero. Any hero into defense, so you can get back any of your other cards, Shadow Mist, Bubble Man, Vion, whatever you want to bring back. Actually, probably the best combo to go with him is Stratos. Now that Stratos is at 2, you send him back, and Stratos is not a once per turn effect, so you can keep getting off his effect. So next we're going to go into 3 of the Shadow Mists. Sorry, I got a little derailed there. Anyways, Shadow Mist really needs no introduction. She's been a pretty hardcore card for a while now. Really helped heroes out when she first came out. And I like to think that she's a she. It looks like a girl, I don't know. But Shadow Mist is definitely a 3 of in the deck. When she's sent to your graveyard, you get to add a hero from your deck back into your hand. And then also her second effect is that when she's special summoned, you get to add a quick play change spell card from your deck to your hand. So getting that mask change is definitely nice, seeing as how we're running Dark Law in the extra deck. And Dark Law right now is so good in the meta, just stopping other effects that you don't want going off. Next, going into 2 of the Vision Hero Vion. Vion's just pretty solid at a 2 of, considering, you know, her one effect is just to be getting polymerization to the hand. You can only get that effect off really once in the deck anyway, so she's just not that great to be running 3 of the Vion. But the second effect, though, that you can get off really nicely with using Solid Soldier is that when it's summoned, you get to send 1 hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. So with that combo, you can send Shadow Mist if you want to send something back to your hand, or there's another combo that I can show you coming up here. Next, we're going on into 2 Stratos. I remember when I was a teenager and I found out that Stratos had been banned, and then he got bumped up to 1, and now he's at 2. Like, this is just insane. So running 2 of the Stratos, definitely a must in the deck. So he's basically a walking MST, or Harpy Feather Duster rather, depending on what you have on the field. When he's summoned, you get to destroy spell or trap cards on the field up to the number of Elemental Hero and Destiny Hero monsters on the field, not counting himself. And then also his second effect, which you can only use 1 of, is that you have the option to add a Elemental Hero monster or Destiny Hero from your deck to your hand. So he's super nice. There's so much searchability in this deck, and having him at 2 is super nice. Next, we're running 1 of the Bubble Man, just because he's got special summoning capabilities. 1 Elemental Hero Honest Neos, and 2 of the Destiny Hero Malicious. Malicious is the other card that I was talking about that combos off really well with Vion, because if the main strategy is just you summon Vion, send Malicious, banish your first Malicious from the graveyard to special summon the second Malicious from the deck, and you just can keep going off with your combos there. Now you've got a Dark Hero monster on the field, so you can go into Dark Law, or you've got easy Link fodder or Fusion Material fodder. So going on into spell cards, 3 of the E-Emergency Call, obviously. This is just the easiest 3 of that you need in the deck, because you can't get too much searchability. Next, going into 3 Mask Change, then 3 Called by the Grave. I like Called by the Grave. Just, you got to squeeze it in this deck if you can, because you got to be able to get off those search effects, and you don't want anything stopping you going into your Dark Law or whatever else you're trying to put on the board to prevent your opponent. Moving on next to Miracle Fusion. I like having 2 in the deck because I do run quite a bit of the fusion, the non-masked hero fusions. Not a lot of people do, but I really like them just because they're so easy to combo off with, and they're so free to get when you get Miracle Fusion. And there's so much deck thinning that goes on in this deck with all the searchability, adding to hand, sending to the graveyard, that it's just so easy to draw into these because you start thinning your deck really early on in the game. Next, 1 A Hero Lives, 1 Super Poly. I know that it's at 3 right now, but I still just sort of liking the 1 Super Poly. 1 Regular Polymerization and a Rhoda. Obviously, you got to play Rhoda in here. 1 Monster Reborn. And then next, I run 1 for the equip cards. I run 1 DDR, 1 Fairy Meteor Crush, 1 Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade, 1 Living Fossil, and 1 Autonomous Action Unit. I like running the Fairy Meteor Crush just to, piercing damage doesn't always come up, but when you're running Vision Hero Trinity, you really need to be keeping that in your deck, I think. I like the opportunity for it. And then Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade can really be nice with some discard effects and whatnot. Don't run any traps in the deck, so that's it for the main deck. It's a 40-card deck. That's the way I usually like to keep it. So going on to the extra deck now, I run 2 of the Masked Hero Dark Law. He's the main man of the deck, so basically everything else going on into this is trying to get him out or trying to protect him. I haven't found too many great ways of protecting Dark Law, but I'll kind of get to that later in the video. Next, for the Masked Heroes, 1 Acid, just to pop off the rest of your opponent's spell and trap cards that Stratos can't get rid of. I will say, in the side deck, just because I like giving some side deck options in here, running a Twin Twisters or an MST in the deck is a good option, just in case you go up against a Mystic Mind kind of burn deck. So, because obviously you're not going to be getting off Stratos or Acid's effects with that going on. Next, 1 Diane, just because more special summoning. 1 Vision Hero Trinity, he's your OTK possibility for the deck. 1 Elemental Hero The Shining and Vision Hero Adoration. along with an elemental hero Gaia. Now, not a lot of people run Gaia, but I kind of like these three right here are your kind of OTK sort of cards. So if you can get Trinity and one of these two on the field, you can really do some serious damage. And Gaia and the Shining and Absolute Zero, they just work so good with the Super Poly. Depending on what deck you're going up against, they can really take down whatever attribute you're facing. Next, I run two of the Isolde, two Tails of the Noble Knights. Isolde is just so good with the equip card combo. You just send 4 of those 5 equip cards in order to get out whatever else you need. And if you've already drawn into 2 of your, so when you use Isolde's effect, you need to send your equip cards. Oh, now I've lost them. So you send the same number of equip cards up to the level of the card that you want. So the funny thing that you can still do in this deck is if you're trying to search for a Shadow Mist to special summon with Isolde, and you've already drawn into, say, 2 of these equip cards, what you can do there is instead you can just send Increase, because Increase is only a level 3. So it's kind of a nice combo that you can still, there's still possibilities of what to do in the deck, even if you've already drawn into a couple of those equips. Going on, one extra hero Wonder Driver. She's just so good for the recursion of getting the polarizations or your quick play cards back to your hand. One extra hero Cross Crusader, one Nightmare Phoenix, and a 101 Silent Honor Arc. I like running the Honor Arc just because then that gives you another water target to get into your Absolute Zero and or your Acid. Obviously you can't use max change into this, but if you have a hero and a poly and you get out Silent Honor Arc, or if you have Miracle Fusion in your graveyard, get out the Honor Arc, and then you can go into your Absolute Zero and then go into your Acid from there. Nightmare Phoenix just to keep getting off more spell cards that are giving you problems. And then the extra hero Cross Crusader, he does kind of give you a problem that you can't use any of his effects during the turns when you summon anything besides heroes that's been a special summon. So but he does have such great potential that he really extends the deck. I know that him and Isolde can sometimes stop each other's effects from going off, but I really like keeping him in the deck, and I couldn't cut out Isolde because her effect is just too abusable. Anyways though guys, that's kind of my deck profile. It's so hard not to ramble on through these things, but I really like giving you, all of the opportunities that you can with this deck. If you guys would like me to do sort of a combo tutorial like I did for the Harpy deck, just let me know. I didn't do one for the Ghost Trick deck because I feel like that deck kind of speaks for itself, but I really do like this deck. I've been really enjoying messing around with the Vision heroes that just came out. So let me know what you guys think. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be sure to start filming or working on some of the combos for that combo deck tutorial. Let me know if you guys are looking forward to that video or not, and I'll catch you guys later. Common Collector out. Thanks, dudes.